what time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Huber, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching, and welcome to another episode of Kidney Hub East Africa. I am half your host, Steve the Kidney Nurse. Hello, everyone, and again, welcome. We are so happy to be here today to discuss such an important topic, and that topic is coping with dialysis. Now, even though this show is called Kidney Hub East Africa and is geared toward our fellow brothers and sisters who deal with kidney disease and failure in East Africa, it can apply to anyone across the world who is on dialysis. So please share this live. Sit back and get ready to hear some ways how, if you just got diagnosed and had to do dialysis, how you can cope with dialysis. Now, we have many warriors over in East Africa that deal with kidney failure. So much that it's challenging to document exactly how many people over there are actually dealing with kidney failure. Now, I want to bring in my other host. He happens to be from Kenya, Kisumu, to be exact. And he's going to discuss with us how from a published study in 2019 that an estimated 4,000 to 5,000 new cases of ESRD happen annually each year. So without further ado, let's bring on all the way from Kisumu, Kenya, Brother Moses. Brother Moses, what's going on?
Well, brother Steve, I'm fine.
Welcome. Hey, your
I'm
face look
good.
much smaller.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is because I'm just trying to manage some fluid intake this week. Yeah.
Good. So, how's everything in Kenya?
Well, as always, I wouldn't complain. Um, we are still hanging there and fighting. Yeah,
Hmm.
just like any other ordinary kidney warrior globally.
So, I don't know if you heard me about the statistics that I say in a published report. 2019 says that approximately 4 to 5 thousand Kenyans are diagnosed each year with ESRD or end-stage renal disease.
Oh yes, basically that is true. But then our most of our data are estimated because there's so many unrecognized cases, more so in the villages, where still tradition and religion takes toll in a way that when somebody is sick, maybe perhaps uh, out of CKD, then one would say they have been bewitched, or that they did something wrong, or they sinned in a way. So the other unreported cases, I do believe, Brother Steve, the figures could be high, but that is the statistics.
Right. Brother Moses, how far are you from Uganda and Tanzania?
Well, I'm not far from Tanzania, and I'm not far from Uganda.
They,
Especially, I'm close to Uganda.
they said
Uh,
that they say the incidence of CKD is starting to trend in those areas as well.
well, but still, I would say the industry, the renal industry is still young. But then comparing Kenya to other and her neighbors, I believe Kenya is much way above. So our neighbors could be having a serious and more dire need.
Yes, I agree. And not just there, but even here in the United States, 700 over 700,000 people are diagnosed each year, and about roughly 500,000 are on dialysis. Now, why are we talking all these statistics? Because our show today, coping with dialysis, what you should know. Now, how do roughly 700, 500,000 people cope with being told that they got to go on dialysis and depend on a machine for the rest of their life, or until they get a transplant, or they end up passing away? Brother Moses, how did you cope? Let's start from there, because you're half the host and you're actually going through kidney disease, kidney failure. So when you first was diagnosed and told that you would have to start dialysis, how did you cope with it in the beginning?
Well, Brother Steve, basically the first thing, it was not easier to now accept on realizing that you have to depend on machine for treatment and for your survival in that case. And then as time goes by, I accepted and then moved on. I really had to work on my mental health because time and again I had to be pushed to go for treatment. And I want to thank my mother whenever she is, if she is listening, that she kept pushing me on treatment days that I must go. However much I lost confidence and I lost hope because, receiving that news looks like it was the end of the road because dreams are shattered, ambitions, and even future plans are also shattered. So I really must thank my mom, who was my caregiver at that moment, to make sure that I go to hospital for treatment. That is now I had a support system that really guaranteed me a hope also in that manner. Now, thereafter, when I started developing strength and on a recovery process, I went for some counseling, which we also paid, and after counseling, I decided to, developed a mindset that now we are here to stay, and I worked on my mental health so that having kidney failure will not just stop me, but then my future ambitions and plans shall progress. And that is what I also want to advise other fellow warriors out there. If you are newly diagnosed with CKD, please accept the condition and move on. Thank you, Brother Steve.
Wow. Well said, Brother Moses. Well said. And look, Brother Moses over in Kenya, they're only allowed to do 2 treatments a week, where in the United States and other places, 3 treatments a week. So, I ain't gonna say count your blessings, but the situation is what it is. And Brother Moses and other warriors like himself having to go 2 days a week. I mean, that's just, unreal. That's just unreal. But look, while dialysis can be life-saving, because it is, it also presents a range of physical, emotional, and lifestyle changes. Now, understanding these challenges and exploring coping strategies that can significantly improve the quality of life for individuals undergoing dialysis. As Brother Moses said, his mom kept encouraging him. He got his strength. He sought support and other information. And here he is today, sharing his journey and doing what he can to give back to the community. And again, these type of topics and shows, if it doesn't impact you, a lot of people don't care about it. And even if it did, some people are like, I deal with it when I go to the clinic. When I'm home, I want to have my life and not think about dialysis, because then it may remind them of being in the condition that they're in. And that's understandable. That's where the mental health portion comes into play. And so understanding dialysis, if you get diagnosed and doctors say you're going to have to start dialysis soon, or your loved one, you want to know everything you can about this treatment. And unfortunately, our brothers and sisters in East Africa are limited. They are limited to their treatment options, which isn't fair at all. But for other people who are not limited to the treatment options like peritoneal dialysis, home hemodialysis, I'm sure Brother Moses would love to be able to do dialysis at home, and would save him a lot of money from traveling back and forth. But unfortunately, the government doesn't pay for that, and they only provide so many services in the bundle of the payment. And so that's why I keep reiterating about this show, how important it can be to our brothers and sisters in these regions who are unable to get the same education that is afforded here. So for those who can seek other treatment options, and even our brothers and sisters, even though our brothers and sisters over in East Africa, even though you may be subjected to in-center, and you may have a few of the population, you know, that got the money to able to do it at home, this includes you as well. Because you can have all the money and high people still don't know what they're doing. We saw that with the King of Pop. Remember, he had Dr. Conrad Murray giving them all these anti-sedatives. They had like almost 5 to 6 different Valium, benzoyl, all this. And they're going to mess around and hook them up to propofol without any ventilator. You would think he got King of Pop, got all this money, and you wouldn't have people in place. So I say that to use an analogy, same with dialysis. But anyway, learn all you can about the different types of dialysis, wherever you're at, and if it can apply to your situation. Peritoneal is effective. Hemo is effective. Our brothers and sisters, Brother Moses can share with you because he goes to in-center. And when I mean our brothers and sisters in East Africa, if the majority of them are going in-center, brother, or if you find yourself getting ready to go in, Brother Moses can navigate that, help you navigate that process. Brother Moses, please share how you got into researching, because that's how we pretty much met years ago, of your fondness of researching and looking for kidney disease information. So share with our audience how understanding your treatment and learning all you can be beneficial when it comes to coping with this, with coping with dialysis in the beginning and moving forward.
Well, Brother Steve, on my early days, my first 90 days of my treatment, it was really challenging for me to get to understand what is happening, what is going, because each time I would ask a question, even as simple as it would be, then the care team sometimes will not have time for that, because basically they were overwhelmed. But then there are also cases of attitude, that why are you disturbing us, which is much more common here. And then I always got annoyed and becomes mad about it. And each time I would go mad, because I ask a question, I'm not answered, and nobody cares, and it is the trend. Now, I decided now to seek for information from online, and even from second opinion, wherever I will seek from other doctors. And now I really got interested, especially to pay attention, because that is where I had reliable information at that particular time, and without needing to ask someone's permission, or to get into someone's schedule. So, as you know, taking a proactive action towards your treatment is a step further, and knowing and understanding your illness, your condition, then means it will really improve the outcome of the management. Now, for example, I used to have issues to do with hyperkalemia. Time and again, I will just eat fruits aimlessly without knowing which one I should eat and which one I should avoid. But then I also decided at one time, once, since I was diagnosed, I had only seen a nutritionist only once for about just 7-10 minutes. And then it really changed my life, because from that point to that moment, I also got into research to improve on my diet. And yes, it has worked. Without depending on seeing a nutritionist, I'll compare different meal guides from other organizations, from individual, and including you, Steve. You have been so resourceful to me in terms of dispensing information at any time I would want it. So my work has been so easier, because mine is just to find time and to read whenever I have energy, and then you re-energize yourself and improve your health. So basically, I want to urge warriors out there that you don't need to meet someone, to improve your life. You don't need to actually. The best you should be armed with the information. Then, where there is a lot of conspiracy, you can always seek for a second opinion. Brother Steve, that is how I've been moving on.
Wow. Wow. Very positive stuff. Wow. And look, we know, Brother Moses said at times, dialysis can lead to various physical symptoms. including fatigue, muscle cramps, and changes in appetite. I'm sure there's a lot of warriors watching that when they first started dialysis, they had a poor appetite, or it goes back and forth. And if you do or experiencing poor appetite right now, there's a medication you can ask your kidney doctor for called megastraw acetate, Megace for short. And it's a liquid suspension, and it will help you regain your appetite. So here's some strategies we're going to discuss. Here are some strategies, something that you often get on social media, unless they're asking for something in return. But here are some strategies we're going to discuss to cope with these physical effects: fatigue, muscle cramp, changes in appetites, and other challenges. So let's talk about nutrition, because that's a biggie. Brother Moses just talking about working with the nutrition. And see, over in East Africa, particularly where Brother Moses is in Kenya, they had to pay for nutritional services out of pocket. Whereas here in the United States, Medicare pays for it. But nutrition, working with the dietitian can help patients develop a meal plan that meets their nutritional needs while managing fluid intake and dietary restrictions. Eating small, frequent meals can help combat fatigue and maintain energy level. But what do you do in the case whether you're in East Africa or in the United States and you can't afford to eat frequent meals throughout the day? Now what? Brother Moses, do you want to expand on that, the nutrition of what I just said, or are you okay?
Well, let me just add on a bit of it. When it comes to nutrition, you know, unlike developed countries, there are really a lot of, controversies regarding these facts. And because we don't have doctors who are nutritionists, even if they're there, maybe very few, less than 5. But then nutritionists we have are just at the moment right now trying to figure out about nutritional value for each stages of dialysis, just to make it easier for us warriors. But then you could be getting this information contradicting this one. I remember just last week, I was comparing a nutritional plan from a well-known and established hospital versus another well-known established hospital. One was saying that tomato is okay in kidney, as a renal diet, especially for kidney failure warriors. Now, another one was saying that tomato is a no-go zone. So you keep on they keep on conflicting, but then so that is quite common. However, it is always good now to discuss that with your doctor. But then, despite the fact that it comes out of the pocket, sometimes you pay and you are given less attention. So yes, it is a big challenge, Brother Steve.
Wow. Wow. And see, that again, that's why the government, and I don't see why, like you have the dialysis organizations in Kenya, why they don't fight to try to legislate to get dietary services added in to that payment.
Well, it is okay. It is not easier, more so to comment on these organizations because some are just set up just for purpose of benefiting short term, and then it is closed. It is briefcase organization. So when there's nothing to rip in, like what am I going to benefit in it? Then they close up or they remain dormant. So that is why sometimes I normally speak about them without fear. And whatever the name they want to call themselves, I know they only come when active, when there's something to benefit from, or individual heading such organization to benefit. That is why. However, sometimes they do the greater part, the good part of advocacy, but then we cannot talk much about them. But that is the most challenging thing about it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So let's talk about hydration. Strategies to cope with hydration. Now, understanding fluid restriction is crucial. And Brother Moses could speak on that. Patients should monitor their fluid intake and find ways to stay hydrated without exceeding their daily limit, such as consuming ice chips or flavored water. Brother Moses, anything you want to say about understanding fluid restrictions? Because for many people, now just think about this. I believe Brother Moses go to dialysis Tuesdays and Saturdays.
And Friday.
And so just imagine someone trying to manage their fluid. If they go 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and from Friday to Monday, people have a struggle. Look, when I go to work tomorrow, people come in, they're going to have extra fluid on. They may not be able to take it all off. Some of them are going to not have a lot of fluid on because they manage. But then you have Brother Moses from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days, and then come back around and got to wait 3 days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then trying to manage the fluid like that, where it's not like here in the United States every other day. So, Brother Moses, how did you, what kind of strategies can you share that have you managing your fluid with the space in between your treatment?
Well, Brother Steve, number one, just like I did talk about self-education. If you really understand your condition, and then you narrow it down now how to manage fluid, then fluids intake, then you will better understand why sometimes you have to deny yourself excessive fluids. For example, here in Kisumu, where I am, it is extremely hot during the day, very hot, and even tonight, even at night, it is hot. But then you have to cope. If you drink and take fluids aimlessly, without knowing, without discriminating every fluid, then there are consequences that really comes with it. So from the bottom line is, if you really understand that you need to take fluid, you need to minimize on fluids that you take. It makes works easier for you. Personally, I would take some remedies like my food. If it's prepared, then they put on red chili in my food so that there will be less sodium. Because if you put enough sodium in food, that is out of my experience, because I also cook for myself. If you put less sodium in food, if you put enough sodium that your taste bud can feel, then you add hot pepper, it will be too hot, and you won't take your meal. So the best is to just put a pinch in your food, but then add two chilies, either green or red, hot one. Then depending on your taste bud. If not that one, then I've also used soy sauce. Brother Steve, do you use it? Do you use it in your kitchen?
No.
Yeah, I used soy sauce that I also learned from a chef who is also my friend here. He works in Dubai. He tells me that when you add some soy sauce, then you will only need a small pinch of salt, but the food will just taste as if there is enough salt. Away from that, Brother Steve, I frequently brush my teeth, so it makes my tongue and my mouth always refreshing and very sensitive. So even small amount of salt becomes too much in my taste bud. So these are few that you just developed out of reading and make the practice. So that is why understanding your condition and knowing something little about it makes the outcome and the management of CKD much more simpler, Brother Steve. So once you have reduced sodium in your food, then you will not get that urge of drinking more water. So that is the trick behind it.
All right, man.
Sometimes during the day, you've also shared with me using the ice cube, which when I get during the day, that is what I will use. I've tried it. I remember you shared with me that one sometimes back, but it really works for me pretty well. If I get the ice cubes, I would rather just take the ice cube rather than taking water. So, I mean, there are more. If one want to find out how, there is more. There is more tips, brother.
Okay, great. Great. Where can they find those tips at?
Sorry?
I said, where can they, you said there's more tips. Can they reach out to you if they want to learn more? I said, can people reach out to you if they want to learn more tips on how to manage their
Yes. Oh, yes. I have a lot of tips because of the shortness of time.
No,
We
I
can,
understand, but they can reach out to you.
yes, they can reach out to me on my Facebook, Moses Kennedy,
Okay.
or even reach out to you, Steve the Kidney Nurse.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's look at another coping strategy to deal with the physical symptoms of dialysis, which is exercise. Now, with your physician approval, but engaging in light physical activity as recommended by healthcare providers can help improve energy levels and overall well-being. Simple activities like walking or stretching can be very beneficial. Brother Moses, do you engage in any type of physical activities? I know your walking may be limited due to the calcium and phosphorus issues that you have.
Oh yes. Oh yes, brother Steve. There is really much goodies one would be missing if you don't take light exercises. You don't need to work out in a gym to or run a 10,000 kilometer marathon to be doing exercise. No, the thing is you need to make it simple. For example, uh, I experience fatigue normally, just like any other warrior. But then I wake up in the morning and gives myself some heart beating, some sweat in a manner. I will just, for example, I will just raise my hand like this. Oh, so brother Steve, you can spot my graft, yeah? So I
Yeah.
just stretch, not much, not much. Then the muscles just relax, relax. And then there are many more. I'll just do this. Very simple. I don't need to even get out of my bed. The first thing in the morning, I do stretches to do away with the back pain, then strengthening my muscle from my legs and then my neck also, So just simple. But then if it should not be a vigorous one, just simple to keep you going, brother Steve. So
I
yes,
agree.
exercise very important, but then first seek the advice of the doctor. If best mine, I did bone mass index, bone mar. It's called B bone mass index, and I was told I can just stretch lightly to to be part of my exercise, brother Steve. So I even become so mobile, and sometimes one will not know the challenges I'm going through, because after all, if you pity for yourself, what would it really add on your life, Brother Steve?
Right.
So I agree with you. Very important exercise.
All right. Well, we kind of winding down. We got 14 minutes. Wow, time flew by really fast. But we're going to talk about now. We not just talked about strategies for coping with the physical effects. Now we're going to talk about managing emotional challenges. Managing emotional challenges. Now, the emotional toll of kidney failure and dialysis can be significant. So significant that you have some people to say, I'm not doing dialysis, or I'm going to wait, or they may try this remedy or that remedy. And then you may have feelings of anxiety, depression, and isolation are very common. So if you're watching this broadcast right now, whether it's the rebroadcast, you on TikTok, just know that this is common. Feelings of anxiety, depression, and even isolation. Now we're going to talk about some coping strategies to deal with such feelings like this. Brother Moses, can you quickly share with us if you experience any of these emotional challenges when you first started dialysis, feelings of anxiety, depression, or even isolation?
Yes, mine was always complete isolation. I'll just lie on bed throughout the day, to be visited, and then as time goes by, with acceptance, then my life improved, and it has been that way, Brother Steve.
Thank you, Brother Moses. I just had a comment up, and we're going to get to that. So let's start with the first coping strategy, which is really important. I always talk about support groups. Find one that you're comfortable with. I talk about one on here. I said it again, Kindness for Kidneys. kindnessforkidneys.org. But joining a support group can provide a sense of community and understanding. Sharing experiences with others who are going through similar challenges can be comforting and empowering at the same time. Brother Moses, did you want to say anything about support groups?
Oh yes, oh yeah, very important. Sometimes when you are into that state of, you exclude yourself from the society. You might be thinking that you are the only one sick out there. So with the support group, you will realize that you are not alone, and it will give you the impetus, to keep going and to change your mindset and even your attitude towards life, Brother Steve.
Thank you, Brother Moses. Now, the next one, some people can afford and some can't. That's counseling. Now, if you can afford this, or if you can manage some way to seek professional counseling, speaking with a mental health professional can help patients process their feelings and develop strategies. They even have something called CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which has been shown to be effective for managing anxiety and depression. And then had a comment from P-Teach from YouTube that says, also, what are both your thoughts, asking Brother Moses and myself, what are both of our thoughts on meditation and chair yoga? I am interested in these now. Now, that brings our next coping strategy, which is mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Practices such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, and yoga. See, P-Teach hit it right on the head. She hit it right on the head. And not even on dialysis. But she probably are dealing with some conditions that can possibly lead to dialysis. All these deep breathing, meditation, yoga can help reduce stress and improve emotional well-being. And see, that's what I should have did when young lady, one of my followers from TikTok, saw my video, me asking for prayer because I was dealing with some mental challenges from work. She hit my inbox and said, what about exercise, this and that? Here I am teaching, instructing this, but not implementing these same techniques into my own life when it comes to mental health and self-care. So I want to thank her. Her name is Danielle. I want to thank her for bringing me back to say, hey, don't just preach it, but incorporate it into your life, which I do. But sometimes when you dealing with something, you don't think about those things until someone you talk to brings it back into focus for you. Also, the next strategy, which I try to do, I'm not on dialysis, but I have kidney disease, and I do this on TikTok, is open communication. Maintaining open lines of communication with family, friends, and healthcare providers can help patients feel supported. Discussing fears and concerns can alleviate feelings of isolation. Brother Moses, anything you want to comment about before we move on to the last one, which is lifestyle adjustments?
No.
You don't have anything to say about open communication or mindfulness and relaxation?
Communication, definitely, because sometimes if you don't communicate, then how would your support system, including your care team, take good care of you? So communication is key. Is a must. In short, it is a must that we must. It is a concept that we have to embrace, Brother Steve.
Right. PT said, life be life, and we're all on this journey, which I agree. And I mean, it's really unfortunate. And Brother Moses, I know you see my videos, and I'm sure you could possibly, in some of them, be, I don't want to say torn, and I don't want to say conflicted, because on one hand, you could probably be, and this is just from my perspective, on one hand, you could possibly be looking at, and you're seeing all these clinics in neighborhoods and residential neighborhoods, and you can say, wow, it would be nice if you could have like that here in Kenya, so close access. But on the other end, it shows you the magnitude of the problem, where these corporations, even though they look like they're helping, but it's almost being vultures of swooping in and being more reactive than proactive, not infusing any literature on how to keep at bay diabetes and hypertension. None of that. So you see the impact of this disease, how it plays out here in America. In some places, a dialysis clinic on almost every corner. In some places, you wouldn't even hear such a thing. And then over in your country, you got to travel. Some people got to travel miles on foot. And at that, twice a week. So if you got to walk that far, you could be tired because of the treatments, the less treatments in between. You could probably have fluid buildup, have fatigue, toxin, and now you're walking tired, walking to treatment. A lot of people don't see that many of our brothers and sisters in East Africa have to contend with. So thank you for sharing that, brother. So the last section, and we're going to go over time, but that's okay because education is key. You really can't put no time limit on this. We would like to have everything said and done within an hour, but unfortunately, it goes over. So let's talk about lifestyle adjustment, because we know that living with kidney failure and undergoing dialysis often requires significant lifestyle changes. I don't care who you are. If you got to go to dialysis and you have kidney failure, there's going to be some significant lifestyle changes now. And you want to attach yourself or possibly seek out individuals who can help you navigate this lifestyle adjustment. So let's talk about scheduling. Scheduling. Patients should work with their healthcare with their healthcare team to create a manageable schedule that accommodates dialysis sessions while allowing time to work, social activities, and rest. Again, scheduling. This all has to do with lifestyle adjustment. Patients should work with the dialysis team to create a manageable schedule that accommodates dialysis sessions while allowing time to work, social activities, and rest. Brother Moses, anything you want to say about that?
Oh, yes. I just want to echo on the fact that uh, uh, we cannot discuss everything just within 1 hour. So always, I want to encourage our viewers, especially kidney warriors out there, to basically I'll be reposting the broadcast so that even if you missed it, you can still watch it. But then the show is quite important in a way that even if we don't discuss anything conclusively, but it will awaken you to begin a conversation with your doctor. You will at least get to know where to start from, Brother Steve.
Thank you, Brother Moses. There we go. Thank you, Brother Moses. I appreciate that. Now, let's talk about, now, I don't know how this will impact our brothers and sisters in East Africa, but we got to talk about it anyway because other people it pertains to. Travel planning. Traveling while on dialysis is possible with proper planning. Patients should research dialysis centers at their destination and communicate with their healthcare team about travel arrangements. Now, let me ask you this, Brother Moses. Like, if you got to go to K&H and you got to be there overnight or longer or close to it, how is your dialysis treatment arranged?
Normally, in that case, I have a list of chosen hospital that I've just made a list of them. Wherever I am in Nairobi, I travel. I'll just choose on one, and then just call the administrative to prepare me in. Of course, I'm blessed, Brother Steve. When I call, they know ambassador is calling. So I'm just ahead of others because of just advocacy. So whenever I call, they know ambassador is calling. So I get scheduled,
Oh,
Brother Steve.
man, I hear you, brother.
So it makes my work easier, Brother Steve, sometimes. And even over those places I've gone, they're telling me, Ambassador, I'm a fan to Kidney Hub East Africa. Then I'm asking, why don't you like and share always? So I get surprised that they keep on watching, but it's only that they are mean. They don't want to share and to like. So that is how I will make my arrangement, then prepare, and then I get prepared by the NHF, so that they do pre-authorization, then an OTP is sent on my phone, and then I just I give back the codes, and then That is how my case is done, is sealed, Brother Steve.
All right. All right. Thank you for sharing that. Next adjustments that can help. Education. Understanding kidney disease and dialysis can empower patients. Knowledge about their condition, treatment options, and self-care strategies can help patients feel more in control. Do you have anything to say about that, Brother Moses?
Not much, not really.
All right. But you know as well as I know, education is key because that's how you became the ambassador, right?
Oh, yes.
Education.
I'm really exhausted about education because I can talk about it several hours because seeing the benefits of education, the fruits of self-education, just reading, doing research purposely to understand, not to sit an examination. There are two different things. So it really gets down properly if you are just reading to know, to get knowledge and to understand, rather than a point of reading to pass exam, Brother Steve. So yes, I still want to encourage everyone to embrace self-education, Brother Steve.
All right. Thank you, Brother Moses. Thank you. And the last one is advocacy. Advocacy. Patients should advocate for their health by asking questions, seeking second opinions, as I always said, because the art of medicine is not an exact science. So that's why you have matters of opinion. Even when it comes down to putting an access in your arm, like a fistula, because it uses your own veins. So you have some surgeons that say, no, we're not going to start down here because the veins in your lower arm are smaller and you have a lot of the larger veins up top. So they're going to start the fistula up there, and the majority of the time patients don't have any problems. Then you got your surgeons that go ahead and create the access in your lower limb. So if they do have problems, they can move up here. And my question would be, why didn't you just start from there and begin? It was like, because if it don't work down there, we don't like to go lower. But either way, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. So for me, why not just go up here if it's going to work to save you starting down here, and you know the veins are small and they not going to mature, or they don't, then now the surgeon wants to go into your arm and do all these procedures. And that's more money, more trauma. Then the next thing you know, after they finish doing what they're doing, trying to get this fistula to work and widen it and bring it up to the surface, they done did some rerouting and stuff like that. Now you got limited movement in your hand, and it's always cold when you go to dialysis because blood is being stolen from that part so it can be used to your access. But see, a lot of patients don't find this out until after the fact. And so that's why we try to do these shows, to let you know Let's say our brothers and sisters in Kenya may not have that option to go in, tell the surgeon or ask, hey, can you start up here? I don't know, Brother Moses, before we go, if you want to share how that looks like when one has to consult with the surgeon after they start dialysis, how's that process moved about? If you'd like to share that. Do patients have a say-so and when it comes to the type of access they want? Or
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, yes, brother. What really happens in that the bottom line is seeking second opinion comes with a cost. And most consultants, especially vascular, like vascular, thoracic vascular surgeons, really charge high. They really charge high, about $50. So it becomes a challenge.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Did you say $50?
Yes, US dollars.
For what?
Consultation. Just
okay.
Just speaking to, and even some will not have much time to share with you. But then you can see that how expensive it is. So maybe one will just get for a single consultation and without seeking second opinion, even if the heart's desires, one will just with the process. So that is why it becomes sometimes a challenge, Brother Steve. But yes, a patient has a right here to seek for an opinion because we have at least different specialties and not one doctor in that area. No, I mean, you can always get second opinion if you want and you can afford it.
Okay. Oh, Jay, thanks for coming. No, I don't have an access in my arm, Nikki. I was just showing an example. But Brother Moses, can you show everyone your graph if you're comfortable with it?
Oh yeah, yes.
All right, I got you on the main screen.
Yes. So here it is.
Okay. Come over move over to your right. There you go. Okay.
So this is how it looks like.
Got you. All right. Thanks, Brother Moses. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, look.
So it is clearly seen if I sit this way.
Yes. Yeah. We can see it. So, listen, everyone. Let me say this. Coping with dialysis and kidney failure is undoubtedly challenging, but with the right strategies and support, patients can lead fulfilling lives. They really can. It is essential to address both the physical and emotional aspects of this journey. And by focusing on nutrition, exercise, emotional well-being, and lifestyle adjustments, individuals can truly navigate the complexities, because it's a lot of complexities to this disease and dialysis. They can navigate the complexities of dialysis more effectively and efficiently. Remember, always remember, you are not alone. There's so many people around this world that's dealing with dialysis. If you need to, reach out for support. And lastly, take it one day at a time. One day at a time. Let me get it. Oh, yeah. Where is that? When you say start where, I'm sorry, Nikki. Can you elaborate? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Brother Moses, any parting words before we end the broadcast?
Oh, yes. The most important thing is, to get to know that you cannot solve every challenge or controversy that arises due to kidney failure. So, yes, I want to strongly support what Brother Steve has said, that it is one day at a time. God bless you.
Brother, I can hear the crickets chirping. Is it nighttime?
It's nighttime.
Yeah, I can hear the crickets. Oh, yeah. Okay. Nikki 4010, I'm not sure if you are on TikTok, but if you are, maybe if you come by tonight, I may do kind of like a quick intro on PD. But that would definitely, PD is definitely something that is beneficial to a lot of people, have a lot of advantages. Oh, okay. If you're on TikTok, I won't be on YouTube tonight, but if you are on TikTok, please stop by Steve the Kidney Nurse. Because I have the whole picture and everything of the lining. So, but Brother Moses, it's been a great show. Want to thank everyone for stopping by. Nikki 4010, P Teach, Tabitha, and the gentleman J Music. And that's pretty much it. And we thank you for stopping by. We really do. And look forward to seeing y'all again next week. Brother Moses, have a great week. And I'll talk to you soon.
Have a great week too, Brother Steve.
You too, brother. Thank you. And everyone else, have a great evening and good night.